How to build a personal brand. Okay, did you know that most influencers are broke? They just are, okay? What I'm gonna teach you in this video is not only how to build a personal brand, but how to make money doing it, and why I think you need to skip this whole, I'm gonna be an Instagram influencer garbage. I'm gonna poop on it. Now let's dive in. All right, guys, I just gotta say that it is driving me psycho how many kids I now hear say, what do you wanna be when you grow up? I wanna be an influencer. Like, what the freak does that even mean, right? I'm gonna teach you in this video how to make a personal brand and where it actually matters to become an influencer. I'm gonna show you in this video exactly how to do it. But I'm also gonna backhand a lot of the little whiny kids who are out there just like being hypey, you know what I'm saying? Okay, they're not adding any value to the world. I was so scared. I was very shy growing up, very shy. When I was graduating high school, I was in theater, I was in choir, I sang barbershop quartet, I had leads in musicals, but at the end of the end of my high school career, one of my teachers walked up to me and she goes, Stephen, I'm so excited, I can hear you. I was like, what? She goes, I can hear you, I can hear you. I said, like, audibly? She goes, yeah, when you showed up to high school, I couldn't hear you. Nobody could. I was so quiet and shy. I was just back like this all the time, right? I was like super back and reserved, and I was very, very nervous. In fact, I was so scared of other adults, I'd walk the other way. So this topic means a lot to me. I'm gonna teach you in this video some strategies I also use to build a personal brand because I could not be doing this, all right? When I first started learning more about this stuff, I was so determined. I actually found some videos of some stage presenters. And I'm gonna teach you more about this in a second here, okay? But I found some videos of some stage presenters and I went into the bathroom in front of the mirror and I muted the video and all I did was practice their physical movements back and forth because I was so rigid and scared and shy, like, oh my gosh, I'm not here to disrupt the world or the planet at all, you know what I mean? But still listen to my products. You can't do that. Can't do that. And if you're joining this internet marketing game because you think you can be an introvert and hide behind a computer, I got bad news for you. That's not how the internet game is played. You still have to be a personality of sorts. Now let's dive in. I'm gonna teach you a few strategies and ways to become a valuable influencer that's not whiny and snot-nosed. Now let's dive in. All right, the first of 3 ways I believe it's best to become an influencer. Actually be good. You wanna influence? Get good at something. Like, oh, I wanna become an influencer. That should start with by saying, I'm good at this talent and thing, and because of it, I'm followable. I was in one of my Facebook groups, and somebody asked a similar question. They said, how do I gain influence like you have, Steve? Well, I got really, 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 really freaking good, world-class at sales funnel building. And then I took that skill set, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna go learn how to make content. And then I took those 2 skill sets, right? And now it's not 1 + 1 = 2, it's 1 + 1 = 3. And then I added another skill set on top of that. And then I put another skill set, and then we built a huge event center. And then I went and started hiring people, and now we have a sales team, and we have a content team, okay? And it's piece on piece on piece on piece. Actually get good. I have to tell you, the thing that frustrates me the most of the internet marketing space is when people just start out of the gate thinking, I'm gonna have influence. And I'm like, it sucks, man. Because there's no reason to follow you. Why do you think somebody's gonna follow you if you don't have something that's new and different? I want you to write this down. All of marketing hinges on being new or different, not better. Don't be new or be different, not better. Okay, and that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to play into some of that shiny object syndrome that we as humanity has. Gary Vee, one of the things I really agree with him is that he says, in order to make it online, you either need to be smart, funny, or pretty. Smart, funny, or pretty. Okay. Now, if you're just going to be an influencer, right, that's enough. But I want to take it a step further and to say that whatever it is that you actually are, whatever you're actually good at, that's the thing to go double down on. I also want to write this down as well, okay? The market does not pay you for things that are not strengths, all right? So if you want to become an influencer, easiest way to do it is to get good at something and then just document the journey. That just relieves a lot of pressure. I started my first podcast. I think we've put out over 700 podcast episodes. I've had 4 shows, many hit the tops of iTunes. And all I did was document what was happening. What's up, guys? Welcome to this next episode of the podcast. Here's what's going on, business problem. And here's how my big stories on how we solved it, right? And that's the episode. And so what I always do is documenting the journey along the way. That's way easier than thinking, I need to be this influencer already in order to influence. It's impossible. It's impossible math, okay? So step number 1, just get good at something Easiest way, document the journey. Document your hobbies. Those are the easiest ways for you to get stature in the marketplace. All right, by being good at something. Don't just run out and say, I'm gonna be an influencer. It's garbage. Step number 2, now that you're actually good at something, let's go into the second piece here. Hey, when I was becoming an officer in the Army, I loved being in the military. It was great. A lot of lessons. Obviously, there's the pros, cons. I mean, just like anything. But so I enlisted, and then I went back to be an officer. And think about, we had this semester, and all we did was study wars. And so just think about how this cliche room of just alpha males like studying history, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's the classic Hollywood scene. At the end of the semester, where all we did was study historical wars, the professor leans back, and he just leans back and he goes, oh, you know, amazing historian. And he sits back and he goes, you guys did a great job. You guys did a great job this semester. He's like, it's so funny. Every time I teach a semester like this, there's never been a war that started because of social issues. It started because of rights. And that little tic-tac just like stuck in my brain, and I forgot about it for a little while until I started working at ClickFunnels. And what I started realizing was that if I was able to attach myself to a social issue, not rights, that's the key for hypergrowth. Guys, you're a marketer, and to be a personal brand is to market. And when you're a marketer, please write this down, you have 2 options. You can either create noise. Oh my gosh, look at me over here at our products. That's exhausting. Not saying it doesn't work, but it's exhausting. The second way is to align with it. You can create noise or you can align with it. Right? And I was like, man, well, I want to align with noise. And what's cool about aligning with noise is that if I align with a social issue, not rights, I stay out of the sticky, muddy stuff that kills companies. You know what I'm saying? And so what I started thinking, think about this. This is one of my biggest tricks ever, okay? This is one of the reasons people pay me a lot of money for a day consulting with their company. This right here, okay? I want to go to think about my marketplace, think about my dream buyer, my dream customer, and think, what are the social issues that are happening and people are kind of fighting about in my marketplace? Ooh, what if I was to align myself with one of them? What if I was to take a stand with one of them and just voice my opinion? Capitalist pig, it's where it comes from. Does that make sense? Capitalism versus socialism. I am very clear on where I stand on it. I think socialism is the freaking devil, right? And I love those of you who are socialists in the comments who've been saying stuff to me. You should just probably not follow me. I'm not going to stop, or I'm just going to keep blocking you from this channel. It's a good day when I can wake up and I can block Soviet channels and socialist channels, okay? Put them down below. Just tell me, raise your hand. I'd love to keep getting you guys out of here, right? Or we can fight down below, that's fine too. But that's what I mean. I am so hardcore capitalist, right? I'm not talking about my products. I'm not talking about my services. All I did is I created a banner. And if you're gonna be a personal brand, you need a banner. And one of the best ways to create a banner is to align with an existing social issue that has been longest time already been out there. Does that make sense? I didn't create capitalism versus socialism, but when I go out and I take a stand and I say, capitalism rocks, and it's not greedy, and getting rich is philanthropic in and of itself, and God, who's pretty darn rich himself, right, knows how to use those resources correctly. And I believe that. There's nothing wrong with money. I am here to get rich on purpose. I hope that you are as well. And that kind of stance, I draw the line in the sand. Now, I'm going to tell you real quick, the first time I ever did this, yeah, I had quite a few people leave my list. That's fine. They voted, right? They voted. You're not trying to sell everybody, right? And I had a lot of people tell me that I'm literally the devil. Like, burn in hell. I'm like, I'll see you there, right? Right? That really happened a lot at the beginning. But then it started kind of dropping as people are like, oh man, anger costs more energy than excitement and happiness. So I was like, if you're angry at me, you're gonna start falling out by the wayside. Now we're at a point though where we're trying to get Trump. I don't care what you think about him. That's not the point of this. But I'm trying to get Trump to wear one of these shirts. We're making lists of all the top 100 socialist contributors and donors, and I'm sending them capitalism swag. I am not here to be like compliant all the way. I'm not. I am here to cause a riff. I am here to smash. Okay, and when you think about that, that's a strong personal brand. And if you're going to become a personal brand, stand for something. Do not be vanilla. Do not be mainstream. Mainstream is boring. All marketing is on being new and different. This is pretty new and this is pretty different. I'm literally standing in front of a whole bunch of just like anger and hate for a lot of people, but I'm also standing up as a symbol for a lot of others who are like, Stephen, and this happened, Stephen, man, I think you are saying what I did not have words to say. If you look at our YouTube channel at the homepage, I actually bring it up. Is capitalism evil? And we talk about it, all right? I'm being very open. Am I pitching products and services? No, but I am creating and I'm aligning with existing noise, and I'm selling my products off the back. Do the same. Hey guys, I want to get into the key piece. You're gonna screw it all up without this last piece, but before I do, please subscribe. All right, please subscribe, hit the like button, and I'd love to know down below what your personal brand is. We can't let you put links down below, but tell me, what's your personal brand? What do you have? What's the symbol? What's the social cause that you have aligned yourself with? And more power to you. This is a safe environment. You're safe. I'm not here to smash anyone. I'm not here to go crazy on anyone, unless you're a pure socialist. Then I'm going to invite you to get out of here. But I'd love to know down in the comments below, what is it that you like, man, that would be the social issue I'd love to align myself with and my personal brand with. Let me know below. Hey guys, the third, and I would say the most important piece of all of this actually started for me when I was walking into Russell's office one day at work at ClickFunnels. And I was walking on in, and I can't remember who we were looking at. It was another influencer. And he said, hey, do you want to learn how to lose your audience? I was like, what? And by that time, I started building my own audience while I was still working for him. He goes, you want to feel, this is how you lose your audience. You want to learn how to do that? I was like, okay. He's like, drink your own Kool-Aid. Drink your own Kool-Aid. Read your own press. Think you're the man, right? Elevate yourself above your audience. That's the best way to lose your following. I was like, what? He goes, think about what's happening. If you want to, we call it the guru on the mountain, right? The guru is on the mountain, the influencer is on the mountain, and the following begins to say, hey, I'd like to follow your stuff. I like what you're doing, right? And as the guru continues to say, oh my gosh, I'm cool, right? I'm cool, right? I'm cool, right? Right? Tell me I'm awesome. I'm going to drink my own Kool-Aid. I'm going to fill myself with pride. What ends up happening is you actually are telling the audience to remind you how cool you are and that they can't be like you. And so it creates a dissonance. And you actually distance your audience from you, and your audience eventually leaves. I thought that was such powerful advice. Okay, there's nothing wrong with knowing you're amazing, with knowing you're good, that you deliver exactly what you say you deliver. If you believe in something, a social cause, a social issue, believe in it, right? Be loud about it. But also know that if you're like, oh my gosh, it's working, because this will work. Oh, it's working, this is so cool. If the moment you start saying, I'm awesome, right? I'm the bee's knees, I'm the cat's meow, right? Tell me I'm awesome, right? You actually end up pushing away your audience and you will lose them. So if you want a personal brand, be very, very aware of that. You see it happen pretty often. Don't put their names below, don't nothing like that. But just think about it. Who comes to your head when you're like, oh, that's what happened? Yeah, I don't like following that person anymore because they want me to, man, their ego is huge, right? Nothing wrong with knowing you're amazing. Be totally confident, but saying to yourself, oh my gosh, my audience has to remind me how cool I am, you're gonna lose them. You're gonna lose them. The point is for you to be you louder, okay? You don't have to, think about how powerful this internet marketing game is. The internet is like when I worked for somebody else, I actually have to be the boss's interpretation of success. I don't get to be my own. I have to be my boss's interpretation of success. The internet is not that way. The internet rewards me for being me louder. What a cool platform. What a cool platform. I said that on stage once a few years ago, and a woman who heard it, she goes, that changed my life. And she's one of my coaches now. She works for me now. It's awesome. Okay, be you louder. Be you louder. So think about who you are, and entrepreneurship is a great platform for self-discovery. Begin to figure that stuff out and be you louder. You need to stand for something in a personal brand. People want to know who you are. They want to know what you do in your off time. They want to know about your family. You don't have to tell them everything. I certainly don't share everything with my audience, right? That's my life, not theirs. But I do kind of like, oh, hey, this is behind the curtain. This is how I live. This is what I do. And being me louder without saying, remind me how epic I am 24/7. Is how you have longevity in this game and with your following. Please tune out. It's a cool free gift. Do not click away from this video. All right. We have worked with some new fulfillment houses and we found out how to get you these shirts for free. All we ask is that you cover shipping. Capitalismswag.com. Capitalismswag.com is in the description. It's also in the first comment, and we'll give you this shirt for free. If you believe that making money is not evil, if you believe it's a great resource, and if you believe that money just exposes more of who you really are so you can fix those things, you're probably a capitalist pig. All right, go to capitalismswag.com and get your free shirt.